Hi everyone, how you going? It's Sharon here from Aurora Retreats. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably really keen to stay fit and healthy, but also you're probably also keen to not get injured along the way. You're also probably pretty passionate about making sure that the exercise that you do is really good for your body, that you have short-term and long-term benefits. So if this is true for you, and I think it's true for me, then there's something that I want to share with you that's really important, especially if you're someone who finds yourself doing your own workout or your own made-up workouts. Like, you're not necessarily doing a workout with a PT, or you're not necessarily part of a club like doing a structured workout with them, but you're actually someone who does a lot of workouts or some workouts on your own, maybe at home, maybe outside your home, but maybe you go down the gym and you put together a bit of a circuit for yourself. However it might be. If you're someone who's structuring your workouts for yourself, then listen up, because I've got some really important information to share with you that's going to help you prevent injury, and it's also going to make sure that your body gets the best results possible from the workouts that you're spending valuable time doing. So the key points that are, or the things that I want to bring to your awareness are the lack of pulling exercises when it comes to people who are putting together their own workouts, or they're doing home-based workouts, borrowing exercises and exercise plans from plans that are on the internet, or from fitness apps or whatever, which is great. It's awesome to get guidance and ideas and inspiration from other people outside of your sphere. However, sometimes I've noticed that these home-based workouts, the ones that you sort of download off the internet, are often really light on with the pulling exercises. Now, the reason that this is important, and the reason that you should know about this, is because when you're not doing enough pulling exercises and you're doing too much pushing exercise, then a couple of things can happen. And I'm going to clarify what pulling and what pushing exercises are in just a moment, so bear with me. But first of all, you need to know why it's important for you to listen to this. So if you're a bit light on with the pulling exercises, then a couple of things can happen. Number one, it's setting you up for shoulder injuries, because if we're doing too much pushing, or we're doing a lot of pushing exercise and no pulling exercises to counterbalance it, then we get tightness through the front of the shoulder. It brings the shoulder girdle forward, and it can impinge on tendons that run through the shoulder girdle. This will create a shoulder impingement, and you'll notice that you'll start to get a sharp pain in the front of your shoulder or somewhere in the shoulder joint, especially when you lift your arm above your head, and you might not be able to go beyond 90 degrees without experiencing pain. So that's the first thing. Too much pushing exercise and not enough pulling exercise can create shoulder impingement. The second thing is just around your posture. People who do a lot of chest or a lot of pushing exercise, you'll notice, have really rounded shoulders. And I'm not sure if you notice, but I tend to notice a lot of people when I'm walking around the supermarket or when I'm out and about, and I notice the people that are really hunched over, particularly like the elderly people. And I think to myself, oh my gosh, I hope I never end up like that, because it looks so uncomfortable. And I'm not sure if you've ever noticed, but when you lean forward and you hunch and you round your shoulders forward, you kind of feel a little bit down, a little bit depressed. So imagine having that kind of posture always, because it's now just physiologically the only position that your body can sustain. I think that would be a terrible thing. So here's the solution in how to prevent that for yourself, particularly if you're doing a lot of those home-based workouts, like I said. So pushing and pulling exercises, first of all, let's clarify what they are. Pushing exercises are anything where you're pushing the resistance away from you through the hardest part of the exercise. So for example, push-ups, tricep push-ups, shoulder press, upright rows, they're all classified as pushing exercises, and typically they work the chest and the shoulder muscles. Pulling exercises are the opposite. So they're where we're bringing the weight close to us, or pulling the weight as we're going through the hardest part of the exercise. And these exercises are usually lat pull downs, where you start with the bar above your head and you pull it down underneath your chin. Seated rows, where you're pulling a weight in towards your chest. Bent over rows, where you might be leaning forward over a bench and you're lifting a dumbbell. Those kind of exercises, and the muscle groups that they're using are your back, the back of your shoulders, and your biceps. So the other point that I wanted to bring about, and the reason that I wanted to do this little video, was because it would make sense that, okay, so you need to make sure that you're doing pulling exercise as well as pushing exercises, and you're doing equal amounts of both. But what what stops people from doing those pulling exercises often is actually a lack of equipment. It's often quite easy to do a pushing exercise in a circuit, and many exercises have an element of using the chest and the shoulders. So a lot of core exercises like planking, mountain climbers are all engaging through the shoulders. Push-ups obviously are really easy to incorporate. You don't need any equipment, you just need your body and the floor. Tricep push-ups are the same, and therefore it's really easy to get a lot of pushing or a lot of chest exercise into a workout. However, with pulling exercises, you need to have some sort of resistance to lift or a bar to pull your body weight up on. And those two things are sometimes hard to come by. At least of course, if you don't want to spend too much money, or you don't want to have to really set yourself up, or you're kind of doing things on the fly a little bit, then it can be hard to find those things. So I wanted to share with you that you don't have to spend a lot of money, and there is a way to get some really effective equipment to be able to do at least one really effective back exercise, and that is in the good old water can. So if you don't want to spend too much money, you don't want it to be too fancy, then just go down to your supermarket and buy 2 10-litre water cans. In fact, you could just buy one. And the benefit is they're not very expensive. They're cheap as chips. You drink the water out of it in the first place because it's nice, good quality filtered water, and then you refill it with water. Now, 10 litres of water weighs 10 kilos. So if 10 litres weighs 10 kilos, then 8 litres weighs 8 kilos, and so on and so forth. So you can monitor, in fact, increase the weight as you get stronger as well with this piece of equipment, unlike buying dumbbells where you have to go buy a whole new set of dumbbells to increase the weight. These water cans, you can vary the weight as you go, which is fantastic. Just make sure if you're emptying water out, you're not wasting it, you're putting it on your garden or something. So those water cans are fantastic piece of equipment. They've got a handle on them, and you can use them for like bent over rows as a really simple way to execute some pulling exercises so that you can balance out your pushing exercises and you can make sure that you're not injuring yourself. The other great thing is that you can use those watering cans for other exercises like dumbbells to hold down by your side in squats. You can use it for a shoulder press, and you can use them for various other things as well. So there's my tip for you. It's a very easy, simple, cost-effective way to make sure you balance your workouts, you prevent injuries, you keep your posture good, and you make sure that your workouts are delivering the results that you want for your body and for your health. So I hope you found that useful. I look forward to sharing more tips with you sometime soon. Until then, bye-bye.